If you're in your 20s hitting the gym consistently, but you're still not getting any stronger, I get it. I've been there before. You're working hard, showing up, sweating, and everything just stalls. I didn't come from a lifting background. I did gymnastics for 9 years and didn't start working out until my gymnastics career was over. For gymnastics, I was the biggest guy on the team. For the gym, I was one of the smallest guys working out. After 6 months of working out, I had a drunk guy in the dorms ask me if I skipped a leg day. It was at that point that I decided that I was going to do everything in my power to make sure I was never asked that question again. The first time that I really saw a real dip in my strength was when I started training for a half marathon. I was used to pushing the intensity with progressive overloading and a lot of the strength training that I was doing inside of the gym. So when I started training for the half marathon, I stopped doing a lot of those progressions and my strength seemed to just stop. But when I came back, all of my lifts had gone significantly down. It was a horrible feeling. I learned from the situation and now I'm not going to make the same mistake twice. So what does my training look like now? Training has become a non-negotiable for me. It's become a major part of my life and I've built the discipline to stay consistent even when I don't really want to. But I also learned to give myself grace when life happens or when other things naturally occur. I don't obsess over it anymore, and if I miss a day, I just get back to it the next day. And believe it or not, I've actually seen more progress doing that than the way I was doing it before. So let's take a look at progressive overloading. All that means is that from week to week, I made sure that my volume and weights were constantly changing. Getting back into a true strength cycle was really humbling to say the least. The volume felt crazy, weights felt way heavier than they had ever felt. But by the end, I was moving heavier weights for more reps than I had done in a really long time. And it actually started to feel easier. That's the power of progression. It's not as much guesswork as it is building off of a foundation and eventually getting to that top point. You eventually build past that point that you've been stuck at for a really long time. One of the major things that I wish I had known more about when I was getting started was how to properly fuel my body. Building muscle is more than just working hard. I thought that I could work and work and work and eventually my muscles would just come. But the reality is, it's more so about eating smart. I used to think that more calories in meant that I would build more muscle, but it's not really that simple. If I burn 2,500 calories in a day, but I eat 4,000 calories, yeah, some of that probably will turn to fat. So how do you make sure that you're actually making the changes that you need to make, eating enough and not eating too much? It's a lot of trial and error as well as tracking your progress over time. While tracking your macros and following a strict diet every single day works for a lot of people, it might not be the thing that works for you. The one thing that I really wish that I had understood sooner when I was getting started was that building muscle was about more than just working hard. It was also about eating smart. I used to think that more calories in meant that I would build more muscle, but the reality is it's not that simple. If I'm burning 2,200 calories a day and I'm eating 3,200 calories a day, yeah, some of that probably will turn to fat. If I could go back, I would probably focus on this order of priorities first. If I could go back, I would prioritize the calories that I put into my body versus the calories that I burn first. Then I would focus on my protein intake, followed by carbs, followed by fat last. But if you get that dialed in, your gains will eventually start to show up. The final missing piece when it came to actually overcoming a plateau was actually prioritizing my recovery. I used to think that more was better. I would watch football players finish practice and go catch more passes. I would watch basketball players finish up a game and then go shoot more free throws. And I would always get frustrated that when I would finish up working out, I couldn't go do more push-ups. Because unfortunately, our muscles don't really work like that. When it comes to training, recovery is actually the real work. Rest is where the growth happens. It's kind of like the working out version of shooting free throws. There's a lot that God's shown me through training, but there's a few things that I really want to focus on. Mainly that my worth doesn't come from how I look or how I perform. It comes from Him. He's also shown me that the things I do, working out, building a business, leading others, can all be ways to actually honor Him. And that's what unshaken means to me. It means that I don't fold when life gets hard. It means that I'm rooted in my faith, no matter how good or bad things truly are. If that sounds like you, I'm working to build a brotherhood of guys in their 20s that are in that exact same situation. Guys who want to grow physically, mentally, and spiritually. Men who want to reflect God in the way that they train, the way that they lead, and the way that they live. And I want to invite you in on it. If that's you, DM me Unshaken on Instagram, and I'll be in touch with more details soon.